This Flareon EX deck is super underrated. Hello, welcome back to the channel, and today we're taking a look at Flareon EX. Now I know I've covered Flareon in the past with the Flareon Leafeon deck, so if you haven't checked that one out, it's a super viable deck right now, so definitely give that one a watch. But Flareon as a standalone deck is also super viable, and I wanted to give it a shot and see how the deck performed, and performed really well. Currently there are a bunch of different deck lists for Flareon EX, testing out different partners for it, and I definitely wanted to try out something different, and so let me show you who I am pairing with Flareon EX. So I am trying out Torkoal. Torkoal is actually super great. It's a new card in the Eevee Grove set. It has the attack Flamethrower for 2 energies. You're hitting 70 and then you're discarding an energy. So it checks off a lot of things for Flareon. It is a single point attacker. It can hit for 70, which knocks out Oricorio. 70 is a decent amount of damage. You can knock out a lot of basics too, and you are discarding energy, which synergizes really well with the Combust ability. Now the reason why I'm going with Torkoal as, say, Turtonator is I love Turtonator personally. I think it's a really great card, but in order to get a lot of value out of it, you have to have turn 1 Kiawe, and sometimes that doesn't always happen, right? I don't want to rely on a supporter in order to get value out of my Turtonator, whereas Torkoal, you can just put into the active, start attaching energies to it, and you're already getting a lot of value just from that. And because we're not playing Kiawe, we actually have space for a lot of powerful supporters like Red, Sabrina, Center Lady, Mars, things like that. That's pretty much it for the build. I think Flareon EX is super viable right now in the meta. It's super strong, especially if we pair it with Red and double Eevee bag. You're hitting for upwards of 170 damage, which is insane. So let's hop onto the ladder and I'll show you some of the crazy matches that I got with this deck. So this is one of those scenarios where I would like to have X speed so I can get out a Torkoal in the active, because that would be much better. But we can make this work. Even if I have to sacrifice one Eevee, I don't mind doing that if I can get some collects off and draw to my deck. That could be really nice. Looks like we're going against another metal deck. This is like the 3rd metal deck I've gone up against today. And it's always 50-50 whether it goes well or not, because if it's Solgaleo, they just get set up super quickly. Yeah. Okay, just draw pass. Let's go Pokeball here, because I do want to try and draw into an X speed. That's good. Let's use research. Well, ask and you shall receive. Let's do this. Let's put helmet on the Torkoal. We can go X speed. Retreat into this Torkoal. Attach energy and pass. Next turn we have the KO on the Morlo, unless they evolve into Shiinotic, which is fine. Okay, they evolve into Cosmoem, attach energy. And it's just a pass. Okay. Honestly, I could Mars them. I wonder if Mars could work. I'm trying to think what could be better here. First, we know we want to evolve. If I research, what do I get realistically? Not much, right? So I think I will just go with the Mars, hope that it bricks them out of a Solgaleo, because I will get rid of the Morlo, which is their only out to a Shiinotic, because they don't have another Morlo in play. So if these 3 cards are a way for them to get Solgaleo, then they can attack, which would be kind of tough for us. But we can make this work still. This gives us a point. And they just go with the Stiffen, which is great. Ooh, I could even Sabrina and KO their other guy, but if I do that, then that's not really worth it, right? I think it's better that I just attack the active, because then they're gonna want to evolve that into Solgaleo. I want to take my 2 points off of that, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and research here. Don't need to worry about the Sabrina. I got second Eevee as well. We can combust This does put us up for a Cyrus play, but if they Cyrus, they still won't take a knockout, so I think I'm fine with this. Flamethrower is only going to be doing 20, I believe, because they reduced by 50 with the Stiffen, but that's still a decent amount. Especially since Solgaleo is going to be taking recoil damage as well. Okay. Because we have the red... Okay, I need to do the math here. So they've taken 20 damage, right? So Solgaleo has 180. They're at 160. If they do recoil damage, then they're down to 150. With red, I can KO with Flareon. So I don't need a combust here, because there is a chance that they could Cyrus KO the Flareon, and I don't want that to happen. So I think now I will go with the Sabrina to gust up that lone Cosmog. That way they don't have a fresh Solgaleo to come into if they do have rare candy into Solgaleo. That way this guy is definitely their only out to a Solgaleo next turn, meaning they have to attack with this one. They attack into my Torkoal, they take 20 from the Rocky Helmet, which should mitigate any sort of cape that they put. If they could play Lily too as well. But if they don't do any sort of healing here, then we should be able to just win. No, they just go with the Stiffen, which is interesting. Alright, we have Center Lady of our own. I'm actually going to go and combust on and use both of these Flareon's combusts. It gives me more options here. And then let's combust here as well. And then I will Center Lady onto this Flareon, just in case if they have like a Cyrus play next turn. I don't want them to get a free 2 points off of this damaged Flareon. We can go ahead, we can Torkoal, keep hitting for 20. They have to attack with this Solgaleo at some point. They have Shiinotic as well. We have 4 cards left, so if they choose to like retreat here for some reason into the Shiinotic, then we could just retreat into Flareon. Okay, so they have the Solgaleo down. They would need to use Lily. Yep, they do have the Lily here. Okay. But they're going to take 20. That puts them down to 150. And then we have... Oh, yeah, we also have weakness. I forgot about weakness as well. Yeah, we are definitely fine. The Flareon is 100% going to take this thing down. If they had, like, Cape, then that could have been an issue, but we were always going to win. And then also we got the Eevee bag as well, so we're doing extra damage there. Yep. So yeah, that matchup is always difficult. If they set up Solgaleo super early, then yeah, they can steamroll through our Torkoals, but because we were able to get Torkoal set up, that was perfect for us. So Weavile. Alright. I'll bite. Let's see how this plays out. We have Eevee. That's good. We can research here. Go into... Okay. Our Torkoal, attached to our Torkoal next turn, which would be nice. They could use Double Scratch and then evolve into Weavile to potentially knock us out, I think. They would have to get a heads. Okay, they don't get any heads, so Weavile's not going to knock us out next turn. That's good. So yeah, that's really good. We do get the Flareon already, so that's actually really nice. We can start putting that in play and start using its combustibility. Let's go ahead and research some more. To Sabrina and Pokeball. Pokeball gets us our Torkoal. So we already have all of our guys on the field. That's good. It's attached to the Torkoal. Then pass. So next turn, we threaten the KO unless they evolve into Weavile. If they do evolve into Weavile, then we can hit it for 70, which is going to 2-hit KO it. Scratching Nails is how much in total? 70 in total, okay. So they hit for 30 here, and then they'll knock us out next turn, which is fine. Or they'll hit for 30, yeah, they'll hit for 30 this turn. I hit for 70. Next turn, they'll hit for knockout. That's kind of annoying. I could let them have the Torkoal. What are the chances I need double Eevee this game? Let's send up the Eevee, because we actually have ways to heal it if I do get into Flareon, and all I need is an attach, retreat, or I could top deck a X speed, whereas Torkoal would just kind of get stuck. Yeah. I could even use Collect here. Collect would be pretty nice, and then I could Mars. Yeah, let's do that. I'm fine with just doing Collect and Mars next turn. Because I don't want to retreat into the Torkoal, let it take 30. Oh, we were just one card away from X speed. That's fine. Alright, they have the Sneasel on the bench. This way, instead of Mars here, I can actually go Sabrina, knock out that Sneasel, then I just have to get through this Weavile with my Flareon, which is not a tall ask. I can definitely pull that off. I can put Helmet on the Torkoal. We can now use the Combustibility to get energy on the Flareon. Weavile doesn't have high damage output, so I'm not too worried about using Combust. If they were pairing with Darkrai, that would be a different story, but if it's just straight Weavile, then we can definitely survive any hit that they have next turn. And this gives us a point, and then that way this Weavile is the only thing standing in our way. And then if they attack into us, they're not doing the full damage output, so they would need Darkrai on the bench to use Nightmare Aura if they are playing the Darkrai version of this build. I could even use Red this turn to do 90 damage, which could be pretty interesting. That's just Scratching Nails. So yeah, they're gonna take 20 here. We don't need to do any of that. I'm gonna go ahead and Combust again. Yeah, Scratching Nails still only doing 70 damage. Wait, could I just win this turn? I think I have X speed to retreat, attach. Yeah, I can just win this turn. And this is why X speed is so great. I can go X speed, retreat, attach energy to the Flareon, and we can just go Fire Spin for the KO. Okay, definitely glad I added X speed into the deck. A little mobility is really nice. Just gives us, you know, some options, and it makes it so that our Torkoals aren't just stuck in the active, but yeah, that was pretty cool. Okay, this is Sylveon Greninja, maybe? We'll see with this Pokeball. Okay. It's Greninja Decidueye. Was not expecting that. Okay. Bench that. Let's go research. Got Helmet and X speed. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just send this guy up. Yeah. They could Sabrina me here, but because they're playing Decidueye, I'm gonna bet that they don't play Sabrina or Cyrus. But that's That is a huge ask. They probably do play one or the other. They probably play Cyrus, actually. Well, maybe not. Greninja pings, Decidueye does its thing. Okay, rare candy, but into what exactly? Oh, Greninja. Alright. That's fine. It is annoying that they're going to start pinging my Torkoal. Or the Eevee. They might even ping Eevee. This could be a pretty decent matchup for us because it's similar to the what is it? The Solgaleo matchup, except that it's similar in the Solgaleo matchup in that we can one-hit KO one of those dudes, the Decidueye, but we can't KO we can't KO this Greninja, which is annoying. Next turn, even if I hit them for 70 here, it doesn't matter because I won't have an energy on the Flareon to accelerate. Well, I'll have the Combust to accelerate, but I won't have an extra energy, so I think I have to attach here and just let this Torkoal die and hope that they don't have Rare Candy Decidueye. And they do have double grass lined up, but they will need to attach one grass to the Greninja in order to knock out the Torkoal. So, yeah. We're in a little bit, I mean, we're not in that bad of a spot. If they have, like, say, Sabrina here. Ooh, Leaf Capes do actually change the math a little bit. Leaf Cape puts them at 200. So we probably need all of our damage modifiers, besides the Rocky Helmet, which we are going to lose to with this Torkoal. Oh, they're not going to attack. They're going to prioritize. Okay, that's actually not a bad play from them. Okay. Alright, well, if they're not going to attack, then I need to pressure them somehow. If I attach here... Hold on, let me think about this. If I attach here, attack for 70, they could retreat, attack with Decidueye, hit this for 100. I don't want that to happen, so I think I will Center Lady, heal this, and attack the active. Threatening the KO on this, they could come up, KO with Decidueye on the Torkoal, then I can just Combust, KO, hopefully KO the Decidueye. I don't think I have enough damage actually at the moment, but I think I do need to play Center Lady this turn, in case they do have Rare Candy into Decidueye. I don't want to play the Eevee bag for healing, just because I need to save that to try and potentially knock out a Decidueye next turn. If a Decidueye does come and attack the Torkoal, okay, so they have 200 HP. They go down to 20 because of the Rocky Helmet, so they're at 180. I hit for 150, so 160 with a bag, so it's not enough. I guess I'll try and 2-hit KO. Or maybe even set up a second Flareon, maybe? I don't know. This is gonna be tough. Okay, they are gonna just KO with the Greninja. No, they're retreating? Okay, interesting. Interesting that they would retreat. Cyrus is a great top deck. Yeah, probably the best top deck. They pinged this again, right? By Cyrus KO the Greninja, I would have the Eevee bag heal this. Because I think we discovered that even with Eevee bag in red, that's extra 40 damage, 60 damage. I'm only doing 190, so I'm never one-hit KOing Decidueye with Cape. So I think I have to use Eevee bag here, just in case they have the Decidueye ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and Cyrus KO the Greninja, because Greninja is going to be difficult to deal with. I could combust onto the second Flareon, but I don't want to give them an out to pierce the pain. I want them to attack the active Torkoal. I want to force them to attack through the active Torkoal. They could skill dive, which could be annoying. I also don't mind taking out this Rowlet if they leave it in the active. Yeah, it looks like it's just a skill dive. They don't have Rare Candy Decidueye, so if I can just get like a Sabrina or a Cyrus here, that could be really good. I also misplayed. I should have combust last turn to this Flareon and then used Eevee bag. I definitely misplayed by not doing that. The Decidueye here is still scary. Yeah. Because it just does 100. I don't one-hit KO it. I have 4 cards left in deck. I'm just going to combust onto this. This just gives me more options. If they pierce the pain 1. Here's the thing, if they pierce the pain, I completely forgot that they haven't even taken a point yet. So if they pierce the pain, my Flareon, Torkoal can just hit them twice, and that should be enough. Because they have to pierce the pain twice in order to KO. I mean, they could Greninja ping and get that involved, but again, this should be enough. My board should be enough to win the game. Nope, they retreat. Yeah, they have been whiffing this Decidueye. I've been scared of this Decidueye all game, and it hasn't even come out. Mars... The fact that they haven't even used anything... Yeah, I kind of want to just combust here so that I have energy next turn so that I could just retreat, KO, whatever. Honestly, I feel like Marsing them now. Better to do it now. I know they have a 4-card hand, and they didn't really do anything, but it's probably better to do it this turn. So next turn, if they do get Greninja, they can't retreat and attack with Decidueye. So they would have to get Greninja to survive. Okay, they got the Dartrix. Okay, they got the Greninja. Okay, the Greninja, they don't even survive with the Greninja. So what they have to do is retreat this Greninja, go into Decidueye, which they didn't have Decidueye, and then win from there. But yeah, they just bricked the whole game. I was so scared of all these cards that they had, and they never got any of them. And they just conceded. Okay. I mean, it was still scary. Like, if they got Decidueye in play, like, they could have definitely done a lot more damage to our board. But yeah, no, we were just able to set up a Torkoal and just let Torkoal threaten their entire board. That was funny. Ooh, it's gonna be Arceus with some Crobats involved. Hand kind of sucks. Gotta pass. Alright, they got a helmet. We have a shell. Yeah. What are you gonna do about that? Shaman? You know Crobat has free retreat? What are we doing here? Oh, they got the vine. Okay, okay. I might even have to cape this active. Okay, we got research. Not bad. Not in that bad of a spot yet. Carnivine does what, 50? Yeah, that's not too bad. We put helmet here. Yeah, I want to save cape for Flareon. I think that's gonna matter with any sort of Arceus math, especially if they have Crobats involved. I don't want to lose because I can't combust onto the Flareon EX. They're gonna retreat here, maybe? Oh, maybe I should have caped. Because if they get Crobat here... Also, what is this? What is this fresh hell? Why do they have Team Rocket's Grunt? Alright, well, we'll do 50. Oh, yeah. I'll do 20 to them. Alright, we at least get Pokeball, so let's get an Eevee down. Never mind. I got Torkoal. I forgot I could get Torkoal here. I guess we're playing Torkoal all day. This is a Torkoal match. Let's go Center Lady to the active. Why not? And then I'll pass because Team Rocket's Grunt happened. Oof. If they have a Rare Candy Crobat, okay. If they had Rare Candy Crobat, then yeah, I just concede. But I think we are fine for now. We can do this. Let's put the cape on the Eevee. I can feed them a Crobat next turn. Yeah, we just have the Flamethrower here. They could Crobat, Ping, knock out the Torkoal, get a fresh hit on the next Torkoal, which would be really annoying. But if that happens, we just have to deal with it. Okay, they just bite, so that's fine. I am just gonna give them Torkoal. Unfortunately. Okay, we have Flareon, that's fine. I don't mind that. Let's go... I feel like I don't need to combust here, because I'm gonna let them just KO this Torkoal. Let's go do this. I'm gonna Mars them. I don't want them to get Crobat, that's my issue. If they get Crobat, then they start accelerating pretty quickly. I'm just gonna attach here and pass. Because we have 170 HP. If we keep the Eevee bag, we can knock out the Arceus. Okay, they're just gonna send us Arceus? Red or Eevee bag, please. Okay, it doesn't matter because they're only doing... Well, if they get double Crobat, they can do so much more. But I'm going to assume they can't get double Crobat here. If we can get any damage modifier, red or Eevee bag. There we go. There we go. That's what I like to see. that's it. That's how the Flareon deck does it. And they concede. All right, it was a good try from them to do Mars, right? Yeah, they needed a Mars, but we had so many options with double Eevee bag. Like any one of those Eevee bags was enough because we do 140 with that, and then red as well. So yeah, and then Torkoal holding down the fort. Way to go, buddy. And that's pretty much it for the build on a double Eevee